So what I've noticed about the pack joy in the coal frame is it looks as if they've started flowering, so they've bolted. So maybe it's too warm in here. I'm going to take a look at the ones outside and see what they're looking like. Whereas the pack joy in here seems to be okay, it's not flowering. I think it's too warm for them to be in the coal frame, although that, you know, they're growing really well. They're not liking the heat because they're bolting. So I don't know, do I take the coal frame off? It's too late now, isn't it, really? To wait and see.
So Kath has a splinter. She's banging posts into the ground, and she is being followed by this little baby. We think it's a baby robin. I have been ripping out carpet, but
Look at him. Oh, he's right here.
yeah, he's here. You see him by the carpet. The trees have been growing through the carpet, so I need to get a knife to get the rest of it, but that lot's out. Of course, as always, along with carpet comes all the rubbish. But we're getting as much out as we can. Now this is what I was trying to get set up. So I put it in place and it was wobbly because the ground was not level. So I thought, dig a little hole, kind of sink it a little bit, that'll help. Still wobbly. So now there's 2 bricks underneath there as a base to the plinth, which is the base to the cherub holding the bird table. And I'm about to fill it up, but I'm very conscious there's a little bird right behind it. You want to see? You can have a little... I'll do it this way because he's behind me there. Oh. There we go. Look at that. Now you can tell it's not entirely straight because the water is definitely more on this side than on this side, but there is water, and that's the kind of the deal really, isn't it? I think that looks alright. Now then, I'm not sure what I'm doing next. Do you need help, Kath?
Probably need to get some gloves on, won't
You do need gloves. She's just laying her dead twigs between her posts. So, yeah.
It's very exciting.
Oh, it is. It is.
Oh, you think it is?
I do, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to go and gather things.
Okay, well, gather away.
Okay.
Well, that's not a bad start. There we go. That is going to put pay to burning wood that doesn't need burning. It's going to help with nature, encourage the insects in, encourage more birds in. And for something that's dead, it kind of looks pretty. Kind of.
Gotta say, I totally enjoyed that. There's something really satisfying about just gathering wood and... Ooh, look, I missed a pole over there. And sticking it into here. And yeah, I think that will continue to grow.
Yeah.
And it will also, it will get smaller in a way
It
as
will
well.
actually decompose over time.
You're using decompose in the right sense.
I am, yes.
Yeah.
Go me.
So then we just keep topping it up. I mean, obviously
Yeah.
we haven't got it full because it's going to take a while to get it full.
But I mean, we could always extend it if needs be.
Yes, yeah. And then, so that's next to the bird table, which is next
Well,
to...
you've got a bird table either end.
Yeah, there's one that's the one that needs fixing.
Well, I did actually think that maybe we could put a pond in this area.
Well, this is it, see?
In fact, actually, you could put it, because it's only small ponds, you could put it in the dip.
Yes. And that little
It's
dip
already
where
half dug,
the
look.
grass is lacking,
Yeah.
because Kath's dad has now built himself a bigger pond, so we may well get the little one for here. So this is definitely going to be like the nature side,
corner.
isn't it? Near the
Yeah, for
trees.
sure. Yeah, I love
Ooh,
it.
Yeah. Right, coffee time again. Yay.
It's heating up now.
Yeah.
So we're sat in the shade for a bit, having a Pepsi Max. Do you know what this reminds me of? When I was a kid, growing up in the 70s and 80s, when you didn't have much, and you spent all your playtime outside.
Making dens.
Making dens.
Yeah, yeah.
Playing in fields,
Yeah.
playing in the dirt. I don't think the farmers were very happy because, you know, you'd make tunnels through their crops.
Yes, we did it. We did the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The allotment kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah.
You know, building a dead hedge is like building a little den, isn't it? Or a pretend fire or something.
Oh, I wish we knew about dead hedges then. We'd have had a proper house by the end of it.
Yeah, we would have.
Wouldn't
Yeah,
we?
yeah, 3-story one
Yeah.
probably. But yeah, it's... Allotments are very much like...
Playgrounds.
It's a playground, isn't it?
For grown-ups.
Yeah. Very
Yeah.
much so. I've got so many jobs in my head that I
Me
want
too.
to do.
I'm a bit like, what next? Which one? Which one should I do?
And I'm kind of flitting between them at the moment, so I'm going to try and put a couple more flagstones in. And then I'll stop and I'll do something else. So I've noticed that the felting on the roof is actually longer than it should be.
Yeah.
So I want to cut that off. I've still got more of the shed to paint. We've still got plants to put in. So it's just flitting between the jobs really, isn't it? And
Doing what we can.
yeah, what we can when we can. I mean, the plants really should take priority. But I'm enjoying myself too much.
They'll get in today. That's the point, isn't
Yeah.
it? To get them in today. So
Yeah, we've got cabbages to put in. And onions, and apparently cabbages and onions are a good companion plant. Because the smell of the onions deters insects from the cabbages.
yeah, which is always good.
Yeah, so we're going to put those in together, which, again, kills 2 birds with 1 stone.
Can't say that here.
Well,
Killing birds with stones.
Well, I wouldn't kill a bird with a stone, but you know what I mean. See, this is what I'm talking about. Playing in the dirt. Happily playing in the dirt.
Yeah. Well,
Big-
I have
Big crow over there.
You wanted to have this bit dug out for your next bed that you're bodging together.
Yeah.
I've been
Well,
digging
what
out-
do you mean bodging?
Bodging. Bindweed.
That is a piece of work of art, that is.
Okay.
Look, what's that crow doing?
Is he having a bath?
What are you doing, crow? He's just bouncing along. Like a big bouncy thing.
Bouncing along.
Yes, bodged together bits of wood. Mainly rotten wood. Because I need to make this bed narrower because of the raspberries. So I'm just using bits of wood that I found on the allotment, and I'm also using screws that have already been used. No, nails. See, not very good at DIY. It may not even make being moved, to be honest with you. I think it's just as soon as I lift it, it's going to fall to bits. So
Still get you happy for a bit, didn't it?
Well, it kept me quiet for 5 minutes.
Oh, well, nearly.
Oh, 3 minutes.
Well, we're coming to the end of energy. So we've done our dead hedge and the bird bath. Kath has made this bed using whatever she could find, and she has planted her flowers that she got the other day. That's a cane tripod that we had last year, but we need to replace the string next time because it's just not lasted. Moving along, down here, this bed has been levelled and filled. There's a lot of onions in there. We haven't done the arch, we've run out of energy, so we're just covering it and using planks of wood to secure the netting until we can get back again. Everything's been watered. Squashes have been tucked in for the night and zipped up. It doesn't look like a lot really, does it? But it did take a long time. Kath's done a couple more of the paving stones. And she's currently screwing things into the edge of the shed.
Well, I'm trying to.
What are you doing?
I might have to do it by hand because I don't powerful enough.
Okay. We have lights, solar lights, that we'll never see because we're never here when it's dark. But they'll be pretty. Yay!
The birds all like them.
Yeah, making it homely. I mean, she's gone. She's gone. We are planning on a summer barbecue with Alex and his family, so Alex will be here tomorrow when the rain stops. So hopefully that's when we can get the benefit of the solar lights and so on. But I'll come back if we manage to get them up, but we are very much on negative energy now, as in no energy. Yay! Bulbs! I think we're going to go home now. We'll come back again soon.
I bought some bunting as well.
You did, yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be a very decorated shed. But yeah, we'll come back again soon, I think, yeah? And do a bit more filming. But for today, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Of the allotment, well, it's only a couple of hours because we're going away this afternoon. And we've been talking, haven't we, Kath?
Yeah. Do that.
Yeah. About
a lot.
Plants.
Well, funnily enough, we were coming down this hill and we were in a queue.
As we are now.
And I don't have an example to show you right this second. But hopefully it's coming up.
It is.
And we were stuck in the queue. And I looked over at the hedgerow and all the weeds. And I said to Laura, look at that plant there, the one with the yellow flowers. The leaves were very salad-like, if you know what I mean. And the stems were green and purple with yellow flowers. And I said to Laura, I bet you could eat that. Why don't you turn the camera around?
Yeah. It's all of these here. Can you see them?
The yellow flowers.
Well, how can you not see them? They're like
No,
day glow, aren't they?
massive.
I'm going to open the window and they can have a little. These ones here.
We're not going to stop now, are we?
You're not going to get a very good close-up because typically the traffic has started to
It's
move.
now moving.
But yeah, you see them in the hedgerows, don't you?
Yeah, Laura.
So you said to me, yeah.
Yeah, I bet you could eat those. Look, judging by the colour of the stems, reminds me of sprouting broccoli.
Yeah.
The leaves are very salad-like.
These, look, we stopped so we can show you now. Yeah.
So we decided to look it up. And yes, it actually turns out they're black mustard. And they are used for, you can eat them, you can eat the flowers, you can eat the leaves. They're used as a for medicinal purposes. In fact, actually, you've got a book, haven't you?
I've got a new book, which I'll show you at some point. But we read the new book and it gives... This book's amazing.
Yeah.
I saw it advertised on Facebook, which was ridiculous money, but I found it elsewhere. It gives 4 different pictures of each plant. Now we discovered which plant that was by Google image, and then we looked it up in the book.
Yeah.
And the photographs confirmed it, and then it gives you the history, how people used it, dating way back as early as records cover it.
Yeah, like right back to the Roman times.
How it's cooked, how it's used. I love this book. So we looked in this book, didn't we?
Yeah.
And yeah, absolutely right. All this stuff is just out there in our hedgerows.
So, one of the things that you've always loved is the thought of foraging, and we have done a little bit of foraging in the past, haven't we?
Yeah, there's a few videos on our channel. Yeah.
And I said to Laura, why don't we do a few videos of foraging, using the book, showing the book, maybe giving you some examples, things that you can even find in your garden.
Yeah.
Because you'd be surprised what you can use. Even daisies.
Yeah, we found that last night.
So I thought it might make an interesting vlog, and maybe we'll do a few of them and we can all learn together.
I love all this stuff.
And it's very new.
It's very me.
We won't touch on mushrooms.
No, we don't do mushrooms. We don't do mushrooms.
Here comes an ambulance.
Okay.
So I'm going to pull over.
And I'm going to say see you later.
Thought I'd just show you the new addition to the shed. Don't know if you saw the lights, but I put some lights up which are solar powered, and then I bought this bunting off eBay. It's oilcloth, one-sided, so hopefully it will weather better than the cloth ones, with little butterflies on, flowers. So very happy with that. Everything's growing, as you can imagine. I'll probably get to that shortly. But no, I need to get on really, so, and do something. Show willing.
Okay, it doesn't fit the window, but it does obscure the view in, which is what we wanted. Also, instant cool in here, which is nice. And at some point we'll find another, won't we?
Yeah, I mean, it could be that we could maybe overlap them, or it's just like a temporary measure.
Yeah, it was only £1 from the tip shop, so.
But it will obscure some of the
view in.
Yeah.
And then handy dog hook that was put up previously for the cord, so nobody's tripping over or the children don't play
And I have
with it.
another one over here as well.
Another dog hook? Yes, yeah. That's being used.
I think I got those from the car boot sale.
Yes.
The screen is from
the tip shop. Yeah. So we are gathering. We are a bit like that, aren't we? Gatherers.
Yeah.
When we have projects.
We're wombles.
Okay, on to the next
So
one.
I'm just in the process of removing the felt that's overhanging here. But that job has led on to another job, because as you can see there's sections that haven't been stained. Maybe I should have removed the felt first and then painted it. But anyway, it's getting removed because it's ugly. And I want to try and give the shed some love, because, you know, it's been... We didn't have a shed at all for the first 12 months. And they're quite hard to come by in the sense of, yeah, you can pick up free sheds, which this was. It was a free shed. But you've got to often take them down, remove them, transport them, and then put them back up. And there was no way we were going to be able to do that. So, the shed needs some love. It also needs some tidying because it's a bit messy. There's lots of boxes in there. But boxes good for the allotment. So they're good for weed cover and things. So I'm not going to get rid of them. Laura's now starting a new bed for the sweet corn that's desperate to go out. There we go. Already looks a bit better. Oh, there's a run there. Right, better sort that out. Just about reach. There's only a little bit. There you go, that'll dry back. Looks better, so I'm happy with that. And we have a volunteer lettuce just here, so I'm going to dig this up, hopefully, if the ground is rock hard. Dig it up, and I'm going to put it in, I'll probably put it in the flower bed. Hopefully, if there's enough space. I don't know if you've seen the flower bed. There we go. Might as well try and save it, give it a bit of love and feed and compost. So here's my little flower bed. I've made like a little obelisk. Actually, this was from last year. Sweet peas. There's a black-eyed Susie in there. White geraniums from home. Nicotiana. There are some dahlias, although to my mind, here, they're very sort of laggy. Hopefully they'll be okay. Borage, which doesn't look as if it's doing that well, to be honest. This is a borage. These ones at the back are quite good, but they do look like they've been eaten a bit, and I've run out of the slugs away. Strolch, yeah. That's probably the best bet, because slugs don't like strolch. I know, I'm just going to chuck this. Where am I going to chuck it? Chuck it. Oh, just make a hole. Hope for the best. This has got to be a better place than where it was anyway. So, fall over in the process. Not much in the way of root system here though. But we'll give it a go. All this bed has been fed as well with fish blood and bone and chicken manure. So yeah, yummy. There we are. A vegetable that is carnivorous. That's weird. Right, okay. Moving on. Well, the potatoes are growing. I need to make some spoon labels for these. Fortunately, I have put them in alphabetical order, but from right to left rather than left to right. But they need a little bit of topping up because some of the potatoes still are a little bit exposed. And I've got some more compost now. So I'm just going to cover the exposed ones. And then I'll probably strolch them. There we go. Do that with each one. Not even sure actually. I heard somebody say that you don't need to put extra soil on the earlies. I don't know how true that is. I mean, whatever potatoes we've grown, we've always done this. So I don't know, maybe it's something that I need to look into. But you learn as you go along. But I think potatoes are pretty, what's the word? Forgiving. I think they're pretty forgiving, as long as you don't overwater them, which is what we did last year. So, just a thin layer of this. It's really good for keeping the weeds down and for keeping the moisture in. And the slugs don't like it. And it stinks. So, a good little bit of protection. I think we got this from a second-hand shop that does end-of-line stuff. And we bought a big bag. How many litres is this? This bag will cover 3 square metres. So 3 square metres of this, and it cost us £10, which is cheaper than what it would normally cost, which is why we bought it. because you've got to find ways of making things cheaper if you can. Or free. Free's even better. There we go. And this will actually break down as well because it's a mulch. So every time it'll break down. So it doesn't matter if I was to put more compost on top of this, that would be fine. Well, I'm guessing it would be fine. It's something that I've done before, it's been okay. Some people use straw. I tried that last year. For me, it didn't work. Mainly because I couldn't tell how wet the soil was. And I think we just overwatered our potatoes. Which I will try not to do this year, if I can help it. So quite a lot of our potatoes actually came out of the ground rotten. Which was a bit of a shame, but you know, that's how you learn. It's a big learning curve. Maybe I should just leave them alone to do their own thing rather than fiddling about with them too much. But... And I'll just put the tyres back just basically to get them out of the way, really. That's the idea. Another job done. Spring onions. Well, isn't that just the way? I strolled these two beds in the end, and the strawberries at the back, thinking I was filming. Come back to the camera, and it's pointing at the potatoes. So I just have to show you. Actually, strawberries are doing quite well as it goes. There's quite a few strawberries coming. That big one down there. Yeah, nice. I don't know, at some point I may have to net these to stop the birds from eating them. Because, well, I love to net everything, really. Just to be on the safe side. Sweet corn, all strolched. The flower bed, strolched. And the raspberries at the back I've also strolched. Because it makes it look kind of tidier as well, doesn't it? Still got all, sorry about the shadow. Still got all this to do, all along here. Because at the moment, yeah, it's got the raspberries in, but it's still very much a dead space that we could be using like that. The amount of beds we could get in all along this stretch. I think I'd be quite surprised just how much food we could grow in a very narrow space. We took some spinach, so it was our first harvest of anything. We took some spinach last night. We just took the outer leaves because the outer leaves are humongous. I mean, are they supposed to get that big? Some of them like as big as my hand. They're as big as my hand. So we just took a load of outer leaves off. They'll continue to grow. Put them in a pasta last night. They were really lovely. Because we're doing so many different types of vlogs, I forget what we've shown you, and it might be that it's an overlap. But the other day, Laura spotted something on Olio, which means it's going to be free. There was a guy that had a spare pumpkin going, so we decided to go over and pick it up. It's a Big Macs, I think it's called. I will show you it in a minute. She was gone ages. When she came back, have we said this already? I don't know. When she came back with a pumpkin, about 7 tomato plants, maybe 6 tomato plants, 2 chilies. Was there anything else, Laura?
Yeah, climbing rose.
Oh, climbing rose, which is now potted in the garden.
Can't remember.
I think that was it, wasn't it? It was quite a lot. I think she was very taken by his back garden because he had a big polytunnel and it was all planted out with fruit and veg and lots of flowers. But anyway, I will show you. I have decided to plant it in the bed with the other pumpkin and the butternut squash. Is there going to be enough room for them? I don't know, but it's as good a place as any really, so I will show you that. And I need to open this greenhouse anyway. Maybe I did show you. Did I show you yesterday? Maybe I did. Don't know, did we film yesterday, Laura?
I don't remember now.
Can't remember. There we go, there he is at the back.
He's big.
He's called Big Max. So I've got Big Max, I've got another pumpkin over here whose name I'm unsure of. Let's have a look. Oh, it's Jack-o'-lantern. Jack-o'-lantern. Didn't know that. I've also got a couple of courgettes at the back, which were in tiny pots yesterday, so I've potted them on, and I'm keeping them in here for now, just in case we get chilly weather at night. Butternut squash, and then I've got these sweet corn. Now, Laura told me yesterday, the reason why the sweet corn are yellowing is because they're pot bound, and they're looking for somewhere for the roots to go. So they are in desperate need. I've only got 5. Mum grew these ones for us. I've only got 5 of them. They're rainbow sweet corn. So that's why we're digging another bed now, is to house these sweet corn, and they are the bigger variety. So we've got the little ones and we've got the big ones. I have strolled this bed here with beans and the marigolds in. Now I'm not sure, I think I might have heard somewhere, do you nip the tops of the beans off to make them bushy? Might have to look that one up, because it could be something that I could do. And I've also strolled the bed with the sweet peas and the marigolds in. Again, I think you can do the same thing with the sweet peas. Pinch the tops out to make them bushy. I reckon these could do with being tied back a little bit of string, pull them in because they are a bit floppy. So I might also do that. But I've opened up my cabbage and broccoli bed because I want to stroke this also. But it does, the weeds are starting to come. They're only tiny. But this is the time really to deal with them while they're small. Just get a hoe in there and rake them over, pull them out. So I will do that. But also, there are weeds coming at the bottom of the bed as well. So maybe I'll also do that. Having said all that, Laura has put the kettle on for a cup of tea. Time for tea. Laura's brought down a packet pasta because she's hungry. So she said, should we put some spinach in it? And I said, why don't we put some pak choy in it, because we've got a lot and it's bolting. Just going to chop some of that in there. It's been processed. Nice and clean. Some little tips. Was clean, so I got my grubby hands on it. Do you know, I don't even know that I've got a spoon here. Really funny with props and stuff. When I was at primary school, I sat down to a lunch that had a salad on it. And I almost put it in my mouth. It was a piece of lettuce and it had a dead caterpillar on it. And it put me off lettuce for about 30 years, probably. So yeah, I'm not into grubs of any sort. The thought of something like that on my food is pretty grim. There we go. So I always check, double check, check again. There we go. Let's see what that turns out like. Hopefully it's going to be nice. And that was me thinking I was getting a cup of tea. One problem is, well, apart from the cutlery, are we actually able to eat pak choi flowers? Maybe I should ask Google. Wibbly wobbly stones. Hopefully you can see me. Yeah, so apparently you can eat the flowers of the pak choi, and you can eat the young buds. You can actually eat them raw if you want to, or lightly cook them, which is what we've done. And they are lovely. Really nice. I think next time we come we'll bring some cutlery. This, by the way, is breakfast.
Breakfast, dinner, brunch.
Yeah.
Lovely tray.
Do you want to eat that? Do you want to eat that?
Yeah. Can I eat it?
Yeah, you can eat it, yeah. You can eat it raw, you can eat it... Oh, you look like Gertrude.
Little garnish.
Yeah. That was the whole pak choi.
Wow. I'll bring salt and cutlery next one.
So, it'll go to prove how much we could probably take home with us at one time.
I've done my bed in one, please.
I feel like they could do with the water. Well, that didn't work very well. Well, it's fair to say that I'm constantly losing things. I don't know where I've put it. I am looking for the little rake thing that I was using for weeding. Now I've come back to do weeding and I can't see it. So this is how I spend most of my time, is I put things down and then I can't remember where I put them, and then I go to use them and they're not there. I don't know. I can spend probably 10 minutes between jobs just looking for stuff. No clue. Don't know. Okay, I found it. It's of course it's here. Of course it is. Of course, that's a good place to put it. Anyway, I was going to weed this. You've seen this anyway. So I was just going to weed this edge. The other bed has now been dug, so I've got to get the sweet corn in. But I want to do this first because otherwise I'll be flitting between jobs and I'll forget to do things. So I'm going to get on with this next. Put the cage back together. Sort the cage out over there because that's now open. Something else I wanted to do as well, and I can't remember what it was. Anyway, one thing at a time. Right, I'm definitely putting this away so I don't lose it again. Weeds and plastic. That's not going in the compost. There we are, that's all done. Put back together. And also I've put this net back, but I have put a cane in it to lift the roof a bit because the pak choi are bolting. This is the compost bin that we built last year out of pallets that were free, and the plastic lid was already here, so well, it was a piece of plastic that was on the plot, so I thought I'd use it as a lid. Get the plastic out because we don't want that. There you go. We do actually need to make another compost bin. That was the idea. But, well, 3 was the idea. I got it. There we go. Put it back where it belongs. Right, I'm a bit out of breath now actually. Do the 5-minute sit down. This is what I need to do sometimes is if I'm doing several jobs, if I've got a list. And I don't like lists, but if I've ever got a list in my head, then I need to normally celebrate doing a task. I'll do a task and then I'll celebrate by, I don't know, sitting down for a couple of minutes. And then I have to re-motivate myself into doing the next task. I don't know, it's just the way my brain works. I think, I don't know how she puts up with me really, but I don't know, she seems to understand. She just lets me do my own thing. She can't do anything else really. Anyway, I'm jabbing. Yeah, and net it over, and that'll have to be it. Gather everything up because it's now 11:30.
Yeah, we've got to go Marsham to get home and do the rest of the job.
Yeah, I've got to do ironing.
Yeah, tidy the lounge.
Yep. Yeah. Have a shower.
Although, again, I might leave it till we're in the hotel.
Okay.
Because it's free water.
Yeah.
Top up there.
Such a miser.
Yeah, well.
Oh, you have me?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, I know. You can't talk under your breath when Laura's around.
Right, Catherine.
She'll hear you. What?
Are you filming?
I am, yeah. What do you think I'm talking to myself?
No, I think you're muttering under your breath.
I am.
I can hear you.
No, I'm muttering under my breath for the viewers. Or I'm trying to.
Someone's watching me?
Yeah. And it's a shame really, we've got to rush off.
Yeah, it is.
because I would happily spend my day pottering. Because there is when you look at it, although we have done a lot, there's still a lot to do. Polytunnel to put up still, which is going to be. I mean, really, we need it right now, really, but it's going to be such a job, and I want to customise it by building a pallet wall around it to try and keep it, you know, make it more secure for the winter, because I don't think I have any intention of taking it down. That's going to be a really big job that I'm not looking forward to. Better get up and plant these sweet corn, I suppose. Where would you like to sit? Would you like to sit here in the shade? Maybe? It's because it's a bit hot. No, partial sun, how's that? Is that okay? Just give you a better seat, hopefully. Was the circle, is that a better seat? The circle?
The box.
In the box. Okay, let's go in the box, because apparently it's the most expensive ticket that you can buy. I don't know, I don't go anymore, unfortunately. There we go. That's not too bad, is it? You don't want to see my ugly mug. Right, I've only got 5 to plant in here, so I have no idea. I think the spacings for sweet corn can be quite big.
But the guy across the plot, over the other plot,
Yeah.
he says plant them as close as you want.
Okay.
And he had loads altogether.
Yeah, but I only have 5. This is the thing. So I just, and apparently, because of, is it pollination? You're not supposed to plant them in rows, you're supposed to plant them in a grid. Well, a grid is rows, isn't it? It's in rows, isn't it? A grid. The
I
don't know. Pumpkin and squash patch can have their space back. Probably something like this, I think. I've never grown sweet corn before, but I've always wanted. No, actually, I lie. I did try once to grow sweet corn in the back garden, in big pots, and the slugs at them. So I could also mulch this bed before we go. So let's see. Let's even this out a bit because it's not very even, and it's quite lumpy. Bit of compost, start them off. I wonder what you call a group of sweet corn. Don't know. What do you call a crop of sweet corn, I suppose? Maybe we should have some music. Let's have some music.
temperature is climbing. It's very warm actually, isn't it? And we need to go. We need to go away, don't we?
Yeah.
So I think we've done as much as we can with the time we've got. I think that we need to make a move now. So we're going to end this vlog here.
Yeah. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah. Us trying to do allotment. We don't know anything.
No.
We're just learning as we go along, mostly from our mistakes.
Maybe not even learning. Just doing.
Many thanks for watching, everybody.
See you on the next one.
Bye.
Cheerio.